Answer the question, which is better for students? Tablets or textbooks? The use of tablets, there are pros and cons for this. So first, the pros. Students today learn and engage differently with technology than previous generations. Tablets are easily adaptable. Tablets allow students to feel empowered by the learning process by playing to their strengths. It also provides them the opportunity to learn how to use computers for the rest of their lives. Across many industries, computers power a lot of what we do professionally, so introducing this as an educational tool will help them set up for the future career success. Number 2, the more capacity one tablet has, the ability to store more books than a student will ever need for the entire duration of their education. Tablets can also be used to store homework, quizzes, and tests, eliminating heavy loads from students' backpack and desk. Number 3, access to the latest information. Tablets aid teachers in providing their students with the most accurate and up-to-date information possible, allowing lesson plans to be updated in real time. Publishers have been criticized for making minor amendments to text volumes and charging schools top dollar for new editions. Once textbooks go digital, the print cost will be eliminated, which will result in textbook saving as much as 60% for school districts. But the consequences of having the use of tablets is the cost. The initial investment in technology can be steep for some students and schools. Not all educators or families can afford them, and the student experience should not be based on what people can or cannot afford. Everyone should have access to learning materials along the same lines. Tablets have high curb appeal and run the risk of getting stolen if mistakenly left in a public place. Number 2, overexposure. Overexposing students to blue light screens is one of the bigger risks of computer-based learning. It can be difficult for students to separate computer time for learning and computer time for playing, thus leading them to spend time browsing the internet or on social media sites when they should instead be following a lesson plan. This could ultimately affect their ability to concentrate on the task at hand. While textbooks has pros and cons also, the number one probability of using textbooks is strategic learning. When analyzing benefits of textbooks or tablets, one of the biggest advantages is that textbooks are professionally curated documents. They have been organized in the best way to present the information in a logical order and fact-checked by academic professions. Number 2, better absorption. It is common knowledge that handwritten notes allows for better absorption in remembering important teaching and lessons. This experience is very similar when reading a typed book versus on a computer screen and is said to play a key role in the learning process. The consequences of using the textbooks is that the outdated information. It goes without saying that the biggest disadvantage of textbooks is the use of outdated information when the latest version is not yet available. Great teachers can combat this by providing additional pointers to provide the most up-to-date data. However, this approach runs the risk that not all relevant information will be relayed. Number 2, the cost of the textbooks. On the flip side of the cost-benefit, it can be argued that students and schools will pay more in the long run for printed textbooks. Because there are no printing or shipping costs associated with content in tablets, electronic versions may be less expensive than printed textbooks. Researchers Patricia A. Alexander and Lauren M. Singer-Trackham found that while students prefer digital text to printed and believe they learn better when digital, the opposite turned out to be true. Students overwhelmingly preferred to read digitally. Reading was significantly faster online than in print. Students judge their comprehension as better online than in print. Paradoxically, overall comprehension is better for print versus digital learning. The medium didn't matter for general questions like understanding the main idea of the text, but when it came to specific questions, comprehension was significantly better when participants read printed texts. And Alexander and Chakram point out that there are indications that the speed with which students read text affects comprehension, and since students naturally read digital text faster than print text, the difference could be associated with a learned trait that could be adjusted. Because we tend to skim more on the web, we train ourselves to read faster in the medium, so it could be argued that students can be retrained to read digital text more methodically to increase comprehension.